this is our last section relating to copyrights. Let's just do a quick comparison to patents. Now, before we look at patents, I'm on page 171 of the textbook. This is a comparison of trademarks, patents, and copyrights as put forth by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. Now, I like in this section that it compares and contrasts at a very high level with what each of these are really relating to. But in your mind, sometimes it's helpful to just have a one-word type summary as to what each of these in fact relate to. So, and that's my question, namely, what is a one-word summary or a very brief phrase with less than 5 words that captures at a high level the category protected by each of trademarks, patents, and copyrights? Now, I acknowledge the fact that we have not yet gone over trademarks, but we have done a little overview. So with respect to patents, think about for a second, what is a one-word type summary that you would come up with for patents? So I'll give you a quick second to think about that. Now for me, when I think about patents, I think of inventions. Now, and I recognize that that is primarily relating to utility type patents, not necessarily plant patents or design type patents. But in my mind, most of patents relates to inventions. With respect to copyrights, what is your one-word summary to summarize copyrights? All right, hopefully you came up with a one-word or a less than 5-word type phrase. For me, my copyright word is works. So if there is a work, there is likely some copyright that can be affixed to it. Now again, assuming that originality and fixation and works of authorship are actually satisfied. But again, if we're looking for a one-word summary, patents, inventions, copyrights, works. Now trademarks, as we will discuss here shortly, should come down to a one-word summary, and I'll give that one to you, namely marks. That is some identification that actually shows a source of a service or good. So, but in your mind, you could be thinking patents, inventions, copyrights, marks. Trademarks are exactly as the name also implies, it is a mark. So let's look at some of the comparison to patents here. Now, with respect to patents, let's assume that inventor A discloses an invention on January 1st of 2012. The inventor B files for patent protection for the invention on January 1st, 2014. So the conclusion here is, can the inventor get protection on their invention? And the answer is no. Because the disclosure on January 1st, 2012 was more than 1 year, in fact it was almost 2 years, it was 2 years, before protection was actually sought. If you want patent protection, under our current model of having a first to file type system, you need to get some protection on file within a year's time frame of that first disclosure. If you compare and contrast that with copyrights, let's assume the writer A writes a book on material X on January 1st, 2012. Writer B writes a book on the same material X on January 1st, 2014. Now both writer A and writer B can both file for copyright protection because ideas are not protectable. The expression of the ideas are each protectable. And here we have a first expression by writer A and we have a second expression by writer B. So again, for purposes of our discussion, we assume that writer B has not copied the material from writer A. So there's some independent creation that's going on. But that being said, you can see that even if material had been disclosed before, that does not preclude somebody else from coming along and additionally having their own take on the material as well. You compare and contrast that with patents, namely if something has been shown or disclosed in some manner, if something is not put on file, assuming that disclosure and the person that is trying to get protection are the same later on, if it's not within a year's time frame, that person would be precluded from in fact getting protection for patents. So copyright is a little bit more expansive that way. There's a little bit more or a little bit more restrictions for patents. But when you look at the monetary value associated with each of these, it's often, it follows the requirements. Namely, patents are a little bit more restrictive, but generally speaking, will open the gates more to greater monetary damages as well.